Now, it's embarrassing. You're not going to go away. You're not going to leave.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Barry Park. And two big teams, Young Māori Party and Waikohu. And these are two well-performed teams. The top of the table clash today. Perfect conditions. Southeaster, Waikohu won the toss. The coin toss will kick off. Waikohu team under the captaincy of centre Ethan Reeves, two vice captains in Matikairo Maguire, who's moved late to lock, and of course very good player in that position. Hooker Jeff Parry, the other vice captain who will start, had been on the bench. Tobias, these teams, YMP, Tobias Horsfield and I, Ben O'Brien, leave today. Tobias, these are two very good teams. They look like it. Waikohu to kick off with the hardest hitting first five of all time, Adrian Wirral. Meters in field. Ethan Reeves there with the restart and good claim. Good catch first up. We have Wallace Tamatea was given to us in 4. Good run there by Isaiah Leach. Waikohu with the ball in hand off a turnover. So Waikohu forced the first turnover. Referee today is Okay, and whilst they may have changed numbers, Roy Horoa, and that is try number is a fantastic start. The first try, Genesis Bartlett Tamatea, son of the immortal Ron Tamatea. Begins to team down. Southeaster, but the short kickoff. Bartlett Tamatea, YMP, the first try. Genesis for 5-0. Wonderful try, and YMP showing that they can play the game at pace.
But it's been with the rain also has been awesome good minute of some good rugby. YMP definitely showing that they've come into the game strong, and that's what they're going to continue trying to show.
1 minute. Rain. You know, YMP too had turned the ball over initially. Waikohu had it. Then underneath it, I think that might have been Roy Horo. Good pressure on him from YMP. 7-0 YMP Young Māori Party. Defending champions, premiers, holders of the Lee Brothers Shield. Well, Tobias, come rain, hail or shine, people love rugby.
Yeah, bro. Just the love and support that I'm seeing from all of the whānau and friends out there for both teams. It's just really amazing to see what Gisborne whānaus and friends are all about. That's some good old Saturday rugby.
Maybe 200 or 300 people here, and that crowd may increase. Jeff Parry, normally a good thrower of the ball. Jeff, and a good Waikohu ball. Halfback Hamoeda Moana. A very good passer. Also dart around the fringes. There's an opportunity to do that. Wirral there. Turning good runners back in. That's an extra dimension, added dimension. Adrian Wirral, his first 5, is strong, can run to the line. Not going to turn the ball over too often. YMP look organised in defence. Waikohu coming on the right side now, trailing by 7 points. Score is 7-0, 1 try. Genesis Bartlett Tamatea, very quick, as his father was. People forget that. Played in the outside backs. Finished, of course, could play anywhere, forwards or backs. To be honest, Ron Tamatea. Waikohu, Royce Maynard keeping YMP on side. Hamuera Moana, pass away to Jeff Parry, head bounced. Waikohu determined, lost the ball forward now. YMP have it. Both these teams want to throw the ball around, and that starts with keeping the ball in hand. YMP reluctant to kick the ball away, although that time may come. Here's Andrew Tairāwhiti, the big guy, rocks. He rolls, gets around Horo. Coming across there, Casey Wilson. Casey Wilson came across. Strong defence from Waikohu. Yeah, Toby.
Yeah, very tough. It's almost 5 minutes into the game, bro, and it's both teams are just showing that they both want this game, and it's just showing with all this.
It's been the case for years. Andrew Tairāwhiti, beautifully balanced. Okay, another good catch. So Waikohu start off well at the line out. Line out's going well. James Rutene. Hamuera Moana. Some of these big guys again. Hard shoulders of YMP. Good hard rugby. Good, clean and hard. Both teams tackling hard. YMP trying to break Waikohu out wide when they get a chance. We've already seen them run a couple of times. The line out looks good so far, Tobias, here for Waikohu. The line out is good for Waikohu. This is a YMP throw.
Yep, sweet.
How dangerous is Tairāwhiti?
Very dangerous right now. I've been telling me about it. Like that run I just seen, it was just like, holy moly.
Good on his feet, strong. Change of direction. Good throw, that's Leach. Excellent work there. Great line out there from YMP, actually. YMP run hard. Strong stuff. Really, really good stuff of player coach. Those guys who step up, not just as captains, but player coaches. And there are a few of them running around out there. Some that used to be. Good aggressive rugby here from Waikohu. Ball on the front foot, Jeff Parry. He takes a licking, never complains. Keeps smiling. Waikohu probing again on the right. And finally have made a mistake. Royce Maynard in good position to make the call. Allows some advantage, calls an end to it. Got to make a shout out here, Toby, of course, to our referees and all of those people involved in rugby. Royce Maynard, one of the very best. It's great to have him back. Always enjoyed Royce. Kupu Lloyd at the back of the line out, or rather at the on the side of the scrum on this side for Kupu Lloyd as the scrum packs. Handling error from Waikohu. Stu Leach, Isaiah Leach. Scrum here from Waikohu, clearer from Broughton. Nice hands. YMP now, Tairāwhiti with a chance here to run Tairāwhiti. Oro, hand to him, Tairāwhiti back on the inside. To Pehi Fairley with his wing partner, Genesis Bartlett Tamatea. Was tackled, went to ground, got up. But the penalty award, you got to roll away there from referee Royce Maynard. You know, Royce always was a very good referee, and they're in perfect position again. They're in good hands, these two teams. Look at that, Seth London threatening all sorts of mayhem up there. Waikohu fine touch. That's Ethan Reeves. I think that Ethan could be a really good young captain. Tobias, what do you think? Knows the game, loves his rugby.
Yeah, bro, and that's all it takes, eh? It's just someone that has that love and determination and for rugby, and they're willing just to put everything into it. That's what Ethan's showing today.
Yeah. He's always loved his rugby. That's what you call a rugby boy, to be honest. Jeffrey Parry to make the throw. Wallingford, James Rutene and company. Richard Green. Richard Green, it's Richard Green. Richard Green there got a hand to it. Hamuera Moana does well. Hamuera Moana has a Lahore Cup medal. Member of that great coast team last year. Good physical rugby from Waikohu. Like what I'm seeing.
Me too, Ben. We're like almost just under 10 minutes into the game, and oh my gosh, just both teams showing really, really good teamwork, and all of the rugby skills are very, very good today. It's just, oh my gosh. It's
good ball movement?
Yeah, very good ball movement.
Okay, Hamuera Moana. Oh, that pass was 50-50, but you live by the sword. You die by the sword. Waikohu probing over there. Don't want to turn the ball over, though. A couple of times I've turned the ball over early, and they'd be sad about that because they look like as if they were starting to make a dent. YMP, though, they're organised defensively. Well-prepared, champion team. Ko Tamatea and company, great job with this team. Kupu Lloyd's a big guy. Big guy wearing the 7, Richard Green. Leach ducks out of the back of the line out. Of course, Waikohu call the numbers. Another great line out for Waikohu. That's a strong point in their game early on. Line out's working well and good hard tackles. It has been an uncompromising start to this game. Jacob Leaf there. Takes them on, head on. Waikohu got to get the ball back. Hamuera Moana pleads his case to referee Maynard. Referee Maynard allows play to continue. YMP have the ball and they seem to have turned the ball over. Allowing a lot of rugby to be played. Turned the ball over to the YMP. Well, he's letting them play, isn't he, Tobias? He's allowing a little bit to go for the sake of rugby.
Yeah, bro, and that's all you can ask for is just the referee. No one can argue with the referee once the referee has his decision, then that's it.
Tairāwhiti now, he could kick short, chase it. He could go long. Remember, they're playing into the wind in the first half here, YMP, into that sou'easter. Tairāwhiti sucking in deep breaths. Can understand why. Man, is he dangerous. Genesis might have got the first try, but Tairāwhiti just as dangerous. Waihoro does well. Pass into Tane Maguire. Now here's an athlete. Tane Maguire carrying the ball there in two hands for a moment. Great presentation. Classic rugby there from the player coach of Waikohu. Good hard rugby here from Waikohu.
It's definitely going to be very, very close between these two teams today, Ben. I can already feel it.
There were some big scores on opening day. Jeff Party there making the tackle. That's what you call ball and all. Jeff Party there, hit him up high. Stop the ball though. Ra Broughton. Next one was a low pass, flat pass. Tough rugby over there. That's a Tapehi.
That was a boom for right there, Ben.
Yes, absolutely. And he's done that in grand finals. He's done that at rep level. These are two very good teams. Some fine players on display. Seth London there got boots of ball. Wow, took one in the chest there. Slugged him right in the chest. He was all shook up there for a moment. Penalty there, young Māori party. The party of Serapira Ngata. 100 plus years. How many years? 113 years of Māori rugby. Wow. Tairāwhiti, got to go long here. Well, that long. So Tairāwhiti finds touch. Here the ladies cackling over there on that side. Tobias, this game has got a rich flavour. YMP and Waikohu.
Yeah, Ben, it's definitely a pretty big of a nail-biter game today. Like YMP's try at the start of the game, just getting onto that scoreboard real quickly, and then Waikohu's determination just to get in there and score a try, and just them showing their defences. Definitely, they're putting up a good game today. Some
juicy rugby.
Yeah, definitely.
This is good, tough stuff here. Some of the kids just yelling at me in the background. The flavour spelled F-L-A-V-A. Here comes our Genesis.
Unlucky.
A try 1 minute, then hoofs it out on the full the next.
Genesis has been all over the place this game.
Tell you what, he's a solid boy these days. He looks a lot like Te Fairly. They're both powerful wings with pace, but also hard to put down. Talk about hard to put down. You talk about the likes of Willis Tamatea and his locking partner, Rocky Monica. Rocky at 3. Hayes back there as a lifter. He's at 6. Well, that line-out was a little bit messy, to be honest. Waikohu end up with the ball. Waikohu now with numbers here. They move the ball quickly enough, but YMP's midfield defence is aggressive defence, making first up tackles.
That was just a good tackle right there, Ben. YMP definitely showing that the defence can definitely show for something.
And I think what we saw there as well, to be honest with you, very good piece of refereeing. I don't know how many guys I know that would have seen a guy slip into a tackle, blow the whistle anyway. Referee Maynard knows what he's doing. Here come Waikohu towards halfway. They're about 5 metres out. 5 metres out from halfway, down by 7 points. First try to Genesis Bartlett Tamatea of YMP, converted by Andrew Tairāwhiti, 7-0, Barry Park. In terms of field position, both teams have had field position. That was Toru Nono. I was going to say like a thief in the night or Will-O-the-Wisp, but you know what? He doesn't resemble a Will-O-the-Wisp. Toru Nono, big and strong. He would be the mightiest Will-O-the-Wisp I've ever seen. Hayes Napier, powerhouse prop. Tobias, there's got to be a small part of you that wishes you were out there and another part that says, thank heaven I'm not.
Yeah, Ben, that second part is definitely like, yeah.
We've got Neville Barwick, Fred Barwick over there as an assistant referee. We're very lucky to have his help as well. Assisting referee Maynard. Nice passing here. Ethan and company trying to cook something up. Penalty there from referee Maynard. Must release the player. You know, this game, you can just expect it to run well. It's going to run well. Tell you that now. From halfway, that's Ethan there with a lovely touch. You know, we don't often give compliments to people for the basics of rugby, but a very good kick.
Definitely, Ben. Like, just the way that it's been up and then...
No good having the razzmatazz if you can't find the line, you know, the basics.
Yeah.
No good the round the back wraparound pass if you can't do the basics. Throw to come here for Waikohu. Jeff Parry. They've been excellent at the line out so far, Waikohu. Only had one scrum that I can remember. Okay, ball is loose. It's to be Shade Scudder as he gets a decent shot too. Both teams have made some hard tackles, but nothing dangerous. Here now is Tairāwhiti, starts to run here, lovely pass. Tairāwhiti to Bartlett Tamatea. Genesis down the sideline, kicks the ball in field. Brilliant cover there from Casey Wilson. Wilson, mad ball, raging ball. Whoa, what a run there from Casey Wilson.
Both teams showing determination and grit right here and right now, Ben. Like, just that last 2 minutes of that game was just, oh my gosh.
Absolutely superb defensive rugby. Casey Wilson came through, make or break, all or nothing, great hands, and comes back, wins the penalty. Waikohu, ride him cowboy. Gotta like that, Tobias, that was exciting.
Very exciting, Ben, definitely. Every time that there's something nail-biting, I always get up and always gets me excited.
Casey Wilson looked huge. See him run back. Jeff Party, find his jumpers. Waikohu's line out is going well at the moment. Hamuera Moana, Wairal, flat pass. Flat pass. Oh, the joys of being a back. Man moves from the back row to the inside backs. New lease on life. At the moment, still 7-0. 7-0. YMP compete hard. Hamuera Moana was outraged there, demanded the penalty, and got the penalty. Ethan Reeves.
What do Waikohu do from here right now, Ben?
Well, you know, Waikohu are doing a couple of things that are really important. They're winning their own line-out ball for a start, and they're tackling. This YMP crowd, you don't tackle. Second half, they put 7-8 tries up. That's how it works. You've got to tackle. You get plenty of chance.
Yeah, and they're definitely showing it. They've been showing it for the past 17 minutes of this game. Is that they're showing that their defence is their defence is strong, and whatever they do, it's going to be make or break for both of them.
These teams are well matched, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, there's a good push there from Waikohu, YMP.
Both teams realising that they both want it.
Being made difficult. Well, that Richard Green got away there, almost did. YMP now trying to drag guys down, but they're a little high in terms of body position just then. Waikohu have the ball. Can they get the ball back? Can they get it back? They surge forward again, another ruck. And now they're penalised here by referee Maynard.
That's just what YMP needs, eh? Just what they wanted.
Again, one of the things I enjoy about games that referee Maynard controls, there's not too much whistle. There's enough where there needs to be, but it's not non-stop. Having a very good game there. Tairāwhiti there. Got to try and keep that kick low, you know, keep the ball low, kicking up into the breeze. It's a good crowd here. It would be about 400 now, 4 to 5. Young Roy Hodder over here. Tane Maguire back there at fullback. So the youngster has plenty of experience with him. YMP to throw. Shade Scudder's team up at the moment by 7 points. Been impressed by what I've seen from YMP as well. Okay, the ball's been lost forward by YMP. Referee Maynard not about to miss that. Waikohu ball. They don't get any advantage out of this. He will blow the whistle. Richard Green has been very powerful. Made some good carries. Some willing runners. Always guys in close support with Waikohu. Always somebody else. There's another man around. Ethan Reeves won't shirk the burden. And there, YMP coming through. Ball was on the ground. He may have ruled there a knock on, referee Maynard. Strong defence, excellent tackle. I was given 5 as given 5 as Rocky Monica. Good tackle there. Hamuena Moana, Adrian Wirral there with the overhead pass. He's a quick learner. First season, his first 5, but he's learned quickly. Waikohu there, getting the ball. Good ball retention. Here's Toru Nono. Old school. Got to have old school.
There's some big hits happening in this game today, Ben.
Wirral did well there. You know what? He is a good player. It was at exactly that point that he could have made a stupid pass and he held on to the ball. Really good rugby here.
Yeah, bro, and that's what it all comes down to, is just all of the last-minute decisions.
I can believe. Got Genesis Butler Tamatea on the turn there, Roy Hodder, full of enthusiasm. I think that's brilliant. Both of these clubs have done the right thing by rugby. They're developing and playing young guys. You know, they have obviously experienced players, but the young guys in these clubs get a run. You know, it's disheartening for a young player when you don't get out there, but these guys that have worked harder out there now, and they're playing well.
Yeah, definitely. But like I said on the first game, it's very awesome to see some new faces and some old faces on the field still playing rugby.
It's what keeps the club alive, I suppose, that mix of young blood and, as I said before, old school. Love the way Toru Nono made that carry.
Yeah, man, got to love some generational rugby going on.
Bump and grind. And, of course, Genesis got the magnificent opportunity, I think a season or so back, to play with his dad and his brothers. How many people get a chance to do that at Premier grade level? Not many I can think of.
I actually think I was there watching that game.
Yeah. They all played well too. Okay, good strong stuff, Willie Bollingford. Making good ground, the 8-man. 8 shift to 8-man. Waikohu got to get the ball back though, and it doesn't look as if they're going to be able to. Are they going to be able to get the ball back? It's a contest in there. Penalty now, Waikohu. Royce Maynard blows the whistle. In terms of field position, this is the best penalty that Waikohu have had, closest to the line. Remember the last time there was a penalty blown up at this end of the ground, it went in favour of YMP. Of course, penalty having been awarded, they don't have to go back any further than the goal line. Set scrum. The set scrummage. Tobias, some big numbers on the right.
Yeah, Ben, and this is just where it comes in. This is where Waikohu have to use this opportunity to score big.
You do need to score in this first half, especially the latter stages, would be significant. It's only 7 points in the game. Only 7 points have been scored. One try. Wonderful try. First minute of play, I think. Second minute at the very outside. Converted by Tairāwhiti. That kick will be important too. Nice hands, Hamuera Moana. Trying to squirt through. Hamuera Moana almost got through. Waikohu continue. Second phase ball. This is their second ruck. Jeff Party has the ball. Had it. Some good rugby here. Diligent rugby here from Waikohu. Probing. Trying to force an error. They're right underneath the posts now. Another penalty here from referee Maynard. YMP have a moment to get back to the line.
This is where they really got to show something right now. Venus is right here.
Would you kick the goal here, Toby? They are right in front. 3 points are 3 points. No scrum.
Personally, Ben, I'd kick the ball to get some points on the table.
Yeah. Tane Maguire. Tell you one thing, as a player coach, you know you're back there at fullback. You've got Ethan Reeves as the captain. It's centre. So you've got brains out wide. Hamuera Moana feeds the scrum. Moana. Good rugged rugby. Rugged with a capital R.
YMP definitely showing off that they got some good defence.
Yep. And Waikohu are very close to the post now. They're about a metre to the left of the posts. Right on the goal line. Hamuera Moana. Nice pass from Wairel. Moment to go. And at the moment, 7-0. 7-0. And Waikohu out wide with a tremendous finish. That Casey Wilson, you know what? With the defensive effort that he made over here before on the side to save a try, to get in between Genesis Bartlett Tamati and Andrew Tautavalu, there's no doubt he deserves it. Now the score is 7-5. Converted try to YMP. Try there, Waikohu. And you know what? Hard work pays off. He deserved that try, Toby. He's been very good.
Yeah, Ben, and it's just showing over this first half that Waikohu definitely deserved that try. That they've been working this whole half and they've showed nothing but grit and determination to say that they're still in the game. They want to win this.
Yeah. Like everybody else, I enjoy the razzle-dazzle, but you have to have some reward for guts. And that's what Casey Wilson and Waikohu have shown. Is this YMP crowd during the season, I hate to say it, but they're going to run amok on some teams with some big scores. But Waikohu, so far, have kept this thing very close. It's a 2-point game. Ethan Reeves over there. Tell you what, they had to work hard, man. The try that went against them in the first minute, nothing to show for it until now. Reeves there with good height on the ball in the upright position, and 7-all. A wonderful kick there. So, converted try, 2 converted tries, 1 apiece, and an excellent game of rugby, unsurprising, because it's being refereed by Royce Maynard. So at the moment, 7-all. Really good rugby, good quality rugby. And now we have on the far touch Neville Fred Barwick and Paul Brown on this side. Excellent, another servant of rugby. Tairāwhiti going to go long, got to go low though with their kick. Gets it to hang up now. Wind died off for a second. Good aggressive defence. That's where it starts for YMP, not being in possession. Here's Wairel was going to kick it. I think he was thinking about kicking it. Got the pass away to Ethan Reeves. Waikohu are well organised. The well-oiled machine. That's Waikohu. Bollingford.
Right here, Ben, is where they show, where both teams show that they really want to win this game. This is weird because they've literally got Just over 15 minutes left in this half.
Lloyd, powerful, beautifully balanced athlete himself. Good stuff here. I can't wait to see Adrian Wirel's first kick in general play. He keeps on shaping up to kick it, and then he doesn't kick it. Wonder what will happen when he kicks it, as long as the ball goes forward. Okay, at the moment, 7-all. Mitch Purvis, the centre for a YMP. He's a dangerous customer too. Haven't seen him. Not with the ball. Leach there with a lovely pass. Better than most backs. Here's Andrew Tairāwhiti. Tairāwhiti comes up to Kupu Lloyd. Stays with him. What a tremendous tackle by Kupu Lloyd. And Roy Hoddle gets in there.
Everyone wants their ball, Ben.
Hard. Man, that was some muscle. See that, Tairāwhiti into Kupu Lloyd.
Penalty to Waikohu. How many penalties has that today been already?
Honestly, I don't know. But this is fantastic rugby. This is a hell of a good game of rugby. And it has flowed. It's flowed as much as jarring hard hits and tackles will allow, that is. Moment 7-all. Live stream. Rangai live stream. It's been a pleasure to work with these guys. First couple of weeks of the season. These broadcasts are improving too. Improving hugely week by week. People love it. Love to see their own rugby. See their local heroes. There are some people out there that are playing their socks off the quality of the rugby. Okay, it's a Waikohu ball. Pass there from Moana goes astray. Loose ball gathered up by Waikohu. Moana once again on the scene quickly. That's Jacob Leaf there with a little kick. Probing kick. Likes of Tairāwhiti cannot be allowed to run.
Oh!
Tairāwhiti can turn you around. He can make heads spin, Tairāwhiti. To be honest, I can't remember a guy his size that's played local rugby that was as well balanced and moved as well as he. I've seen lots of big guys, yeah, for sure, but not many that moved like that. He's something else, Toby.
He is definitely something else. I certainly wouldn't want to get in the running lane of him.
No. Might run round a few of us. Probably all of us. Hamuera Moana. You got to enjoy your rugby. Gone are the days of grim-faced rugby. Got to enjoy your rugby. Hamuera Moana. About to feed the scrum. This is a good battle too. Even battle as far as I can tell. Hamuera Moana gets the pass away. Tane Maguire. And one of the few... Whoa, handling errors.
Boom far.
That's solid. Was that Tepehi? Had to be Tepehi fairly. Only he runs over people like that. Near halfway.
There's a penalty. That's a big penalty needed for YMP.
Now, I know the boys get up and shake it off, but you cannot tell me that that didn't hurt. That hurt. That had to hurt. I tell you what, though, in terms of big hits, I think some of the biggest hits I ever saw here a few years ago, it was Manatuki, a Year 8 team. It was the biggest, strongest, toughest team I've ever seen on this ground, and their opposition flew. They were airborne. That Manatuki team was huge. Bigger than these guys, honestly. Okay, good scrum here. Waikohu putting some good pressure on. Broken down. We await a whistle. We'll get one if the situation doesn't improve, and there it is. YMP want to run. I wonder what Ra Broughton and company will do. Ra Broughton, of course, is a former player coach of Waikohu, and on the reserves bench today in 20 will be Calvin Smith, also as a former player coach of Waikohu. So there are a lot of brains out there at the moment for YMP, and more still to get onto the field. Having said that, though, Waikohu have got brains. Jeff Party, highly intelligent vice-captain. Tane Maguire at the back sees everything, of course. Adrian Wirel is one of the finest players that we've ever seen in a local competition. Toby, good quality players, good quality rubbish. You know, not that slow, tired stuff where guys get dirty and drag the game down. This is really, really good rugby.
Yeah, man, it's been an awesome half. Like both teams just showing that they love this game, and that's what it's all about. Is just the love for their game. It's just very, very awesome, it's good to see both teams having fun and enjoying themselves. Really, that's what it's all about.
It's been played in really good spirit. You know, it amazes people, visitors here, that guys can hit each other as hard as they do, and really not be mortal enemies. But once the game's over, they're all good. But by goodness, they hit hard. Okay, Leach there with a classic win. He's a very good line-out forward. Okay, nice hands. And Willis. Okay, that's a Hayes Napier. Wow!
Oh.
Big and strong. A genuine beast. YMP with some crazy hands. Had it round the back there. I don't think Tairāwhiti meant to do that. I think that was an accident. Tairāwhiti there go around. You can't tell. He got the ball behind him. I think that's why he passed it like that.
That was a big run from Hayes right there.
You know, he's one of the most promising. He's got more potential than just about any other young prop of his age I've seen going. He's so strong.
Yeah, I actually had the opportunity to watch Hayes play rugby for the last 2 years of his high school thing, and all I can say is, oh my goodness, it was very good to watch, bro.
He would have had 1 or 2 running for cover.
Oh.
Hamuera Moana about to feed the Waikohu scrum. This is an interesting battle. Good scrum here from YMP. Here now is, that's Wyrell there with boot to ball. Good solid boot like an ex-forward. Gets a couple of bounces in. Now Genesis Bartlett Tamatea. The world is his oyster and he can run. Gifted athlete. Defence caught up with him. Assisted by Purvis. Okay, and Waikohu want to finish this first half with the second try. Still 7-0.
7 all been.
You know, one thing YMP wouldn't want to do either, having scored the first try of the game, converted the first try for 7-0 then, now 7-all. You wouldn't want to concede one more try, go to the break, 12-7 down or 14-7 down when you've dominated long periods. Restart. The 22, Mitchell Purvis. Okay. It's a short version, giving his people an opportunity to contest. Waikohu there with good structure. Have it here now, Toru no.
Definitely some big hits coming today, Ben.
It is good rugby. It's willing rugby. Good, juicy rugby. They enjoy you. Look, the boys are squealing when they make a big hit. Love these tackles here.
And that's what you'll love to hear it.
Oh, well, Jeff Parry, silent but violent, running hard. That was Toru no coming through again. They are at the moment in a favourable position. It'll be 15 metres out, round about 10 wide of the post, 10 to the left, and they're going to press for their second try.
It'll be so good if they do get this try, then they'll be leading them into at least 12-5 if they can convert a 14-5 going into the second half.
You know what I like? I'm seeing from Tane Maguire, he's a talker. He gets up to guys and says, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're looking at. Doesn't yell from afar. He's a good organiser. And it's not easy to organise a team, from the back. Hamuera Moana, will he go left? Yes, pushes that way. Waikohu pressing for their second try. Remember, we've had 2 tries in the game. Bollingford, 7-all at the moment. Waikohu, Roy Horo, so brave. Did they manage to rip the ball from him? Okay, YMP have the ball now. It's a tough thing close to the line, close quarters contact. Try to retain possession. Waikohu try and regain possession with a big hit, hoping that they can knock the ball loose. And YMP look for touch and they find touch. And so at half-time, 7-all here at Barry Park. Week 2, Civil Project Solutions Premier Rugby. It was 7-0 within a minute of the of the start of the game. Try Genesis Bartlett Tamatea, converted by Andrew Tairāwhiti. Second try of the match, only the second try scored in the first half. Casey Wilson, conversion from the far touch by Ethan Reeves as captain. Tobias, a really good game of rugby, clean but hard and fast and good quality.
Yeah, tell me about it, Ben. It was just awesome first half to open up this beautiful day. Well, not even beautiful, just dumb weather, but just an awesome game of rugby being played so far here at Berry Park, and it's just so amazing to see both teams enjoying themselves and even enjoying playing with the other team. Like, I even saw a couple of laughs in between YMP and Waikohu, so that's, yeah, so good to see the boys enjoying the game and having some fun.
You know, to be honest, there was a period in that first half where I had a long face. I thought it was going to rain, and here we go again, but no, conditions improved. We got a little sprinkle, then it stopped. Just to refresh your memory, Waikohu won the coin toss. Captain Ethan Reeves elected to go with the wind in the first half with the sou'easter, and at the moment 7-all. You know, both teams have many more than one try in them. What sort of second half do you expect, Toby? Do you expect the game to open up, or do you think it'll stay a really tight, low-scoring game right to the end?
All I'm expecting, Ben, is for a lot of either big hits or a lot of tries, because from this point, from just their last 10 minutes in that first half, it just shows that both teams want to win this game.
A lot of physicality. Toru Noa carrying the ball well. One of the great moments, I think, in the first half, YMP were attacking on the near touchline. Genesis Bartlett Tamatea kicked back in field, and Casey Wilson got between Andrew Tairāwhiti and the ball, and he made a save there. Then Waikohu won a penalty near halfway. If he misses the ball then, if YMP get a hand on the ball then and they score, it's a really tough first half. But he took a big gamble and it paid off. That's gutsy rugby, and that's the reward. 7-all. Second half of play. This is round 2. Civil Project Solutions Premier Rugby in 2023. YMP and Waikohu with a really good game of rugby. Tobias, I enjoyed the first half. What about you?
Yeah, so enjoyed the first half. Just both teams just showing just so much grit and determination. Like Genesis, it was, oh my gosh, that first try and like the first minute of the first half was just, oh my goodness.
A big moment there, the first big moment of the second half. James Rutene winning a line out against the throw. So Waikohu winning YMP line out ball to start the second half, and that's significant also. 7-all. Reminder, first try of the game converted by Andrew Tairāwhiti was scored by Genesis Bartlett Tamatea, and first Waikohu try, that is, scored by Casey Wilson, converted by Ethan Reeves. Here now is Toru Noa. He will straighten it up. Toru Noa to ground. Hamuera Moana wants the ball. Could go right, opts left instead. Numbers out on the left. Can't believe that Ethan Reeves was able to convert that last try from the touchline. 2 superb goal kicks. Waikohu encountering stern resistance here. YMP have hit hard in the tackle throughout the game to date. Continue to stop the man on the gain line. Tane Maguire, he can slip a tackle, he can slip a pass. And penalty here to Waikohu, the first penalty of the second half of play. One of the things I enjoyed about that first half was that we didn't have too much whistle. And the crowd's happy enough. They ooh and ah and all that from time to time, but I think overall they're a happy crowd. They should be. Seeing some very good rugby here. And the breeze eases up there, able to find good touch there, Ethan Reeves. Sometimes I suppose, Tobias, when you get a penalty, you want to wait a few seconds until the wind dies down a bit. Remember, they're playing into the wind in the second half.
Yeah, and that's what's only going to stop them from succeeding is that wind. Like you just said, wait a few seconds.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that wind, then they'd be hitting every perfect shot.
Viral, okay, ball goes down, unfortunately. YMP, their defence came up. They were well organised again. Adrian Viral. I see great potential, though, with this Waikohu crew out wide. Over the years, they've had the likes before this season of Calvin Smith, also Mario Council, guys who could organise. Calvin remains a firm favourite. I've always loved watching him play. I can't wait till he gets on. Ra Broughton plays the game with a unique intensity. Andrew Tairāwhiti hops, gets away from 1 or 2. Seth London there in great support.
Tairāwhiti's had a pretty mean game today, Ben.
Oh, he has, and what I like is the fact that he's featured, even though he hasn't, he's featured in the scoring of 1 try, but he's done a lot besides that. Ra Broughton, look at Ra Broughton, Jink. Ra Broughton can move.
Oh!
Ex-Army man, good pass.
Oh, and there's Hayes.
Hayes Napier, the big guy, gets it away to Te Pihi Fairley. Te Pihi Fairley stumbled.
And he's still up.
YMP, full throttle now. That's a Purvis, good pass.
YMP definitely showing that they want this, Ben.
Well, Tairāwhiti there with a tough one. Broke down a little. Genesis Bartlett Tamatea over there now as a defender. Waikohu have the ball off a turnover. Te Pihi Fairley. Man, did he look like he might do something special for a moment then, just for a moment, a fleeting instant. Waikohu now. 10 metres out from halfway, round about 7 metres out from halfway now. 7 metres out from halfway, still 7-all. Converted try apiece. Nice hands there by Wyrell. Great hands by Wyrell. Toru Noa. Basketball pass. Back to Tane Maguire. Held the ball up there, Toru Noa. Then crashed back into the surf. Good stuff, 7-all. Hamuera Moana and Ra Broughton Two lively characters, two likely lads, the halfbacks for these two teams. Thrill a minute. This rugby season going to be a long season, Tobias. You got to be able to keep up.
Yeah, man. Just watching the second half, I'm just excited to see what the year of rugby has for us, bro. Like, I'm just excited to see all of the teams just have fun and just collide, and I'm just excited, bro.
Yeah. I must admit, I sort of hibernate during the off-season, but come rugby season, you come to life. Ra Broughton, Jeff Parry. Wow. Those are two great players. Seth London at 2 there. Could be lifted by Nea Papuni. There's Hamueda. Great pass there now. Wairel back inside. Wairel back to Casey Wilson. The bus with feet. Tell you what, he is a strong, strong guy. Those are some shoulders. And when he hits you, you just jiggle. Torinono, Jeff Parry. Waikohu, a big team. Of course, they're not quite as big as they were with Jared, but certainly loss of Broughton. They've stepped up this team in front row and they've scrummaged very well. How much of a credit is it to Waikohu that they've scrummaged as well as they have, losing the biggest and strongest player in the country? That's a... Okay, penalty now, YMP. Very good, Ra Broughton. Tap look to take off. These days, referees aren't too rigid about tapping exactly on the mark. But then there's not exactly on the mark, and then there's miles from it. Toa Tavalu with a big hoof. Toa Tavalu go long. Now, I'll tell you what, he can move, but he can also kick hard. Kick like a mule. Toa Tavalu finds a big touch. Tobias, to win this game would mean a lot to both these teams, wouldn't it?
Yeah, man, like, just that first half just showed that both teams are in it to win it. Even with Waikohu's, their late try that they scored, that just shows that they're determined to win. And YMP's first try that they scored at the start of the game just puts them in that bit of position that they want to win this game.
Okay, Seth London there unfortunately lost the ball forward at the line out. But, you know, this low scoreline, it doesn't have to be a big scoreline to be exciting rugby. As a matter of fact, sometimes a big scoreline is cheap rugby. Tries come too easily. But these tries, the tries I've seen scored today, they're ones you have to work for. The quality of the personnel. Shade Scudder that plays for YMP. I mean, he scored poverty-based try in the 10-12 Heartland Championship loss to East Coast at Rugby Park last year. That's the sort of tough guy you're talking about. Great players. Okay, that's a Leach. There is hanging, and then there's hanging.
He was hanging.
Yeah. Well, Waikohu have called for a set scrum. Hayes Napier, Nea Papuni. Those big guys have gotten around the park for YMP. They should take a bow. You know, they've featured in a lot of play. Nea Papuni's been very good at the line out, his work as a lifter. The scrum battle has been a good one. Neither team has dominated the scrum, but has been a really good contest. There's a good scrum from YMP and equally good. Solid there, a stable platform for Waikohu, their forwards. Ooh. Here now's Ethan Reeves in the midfield. And some of these tackles are very, very good. Some of the cover defeats, guys scrambling. Where at first you don't succeed, try again. Here's Torinono going hard there into Willis. Willis there lowered the shoulder. Excellent stop on the big guy.
Oh, unlucky.
Jeff Parry. Now that's a Te Pehi Fairley.
See, YMP can't panic here, Ben.
Well, sometimes, you know, you get ball off a turnover and then you panic yourself. You don't really want that if you're YMP. YMP at the moment, remember, they scored the first try, at the moment score 7-all. And they battle for every inch of turf. This game has been played in good spirit, but man, she's rugged. Truly rugged out there. 7-all. Young Māori Party and Waikohu. Good, strong stuff. Tairāwhiti. This is fantastic rugby. This driving play by YMP. Leach gets a pass away.
Oh,
and again a handling error. Well, you know, got to be honest, both teams are guilty of it. Both of them have looked as if they might be establishing some momentum and then lost the ball forward. And that goes for both teams.
Yeah, both teams just been unlucky on some situations, like just not connecting as much. But
And, you know, some of the passes, they haven't been bad passes. They've just, players have missed them by an inch. You know, or they've been an inch too low or an inch too high. They haven't been bad passes. I don't think I've seen one terrible pass in this game, although I think the most entertaining pass I've seen was Tairāwhiti with that wrap round the back pass when somebody threw him the ball behind him and he had to try and throw it behind his own back. I enjoyed that.
Gotta love some funny stuff in rugby, Ben.
No, you've got to have some funny stuff. Tell you what, in terms of players flying, I've seen players fly here over the years, but the furthest I've seen a person fly on the field, poor Isaac Hughes last year, who came a cropper running into Jared Broughton. And Isaac flew. Last year. Okay, here's our Hamawena Moana. Boot to ball. Lovely kick. Ball takes a bounce away from Tairāwhiti. Got to try and gather the ball in. And Tairāwhiti gets around Casey Wilson. Oh, and Casey Wilson gets run over by Tairāwhiti. Tremendous upper body strength. Waikohu after the ball in the worst way. Man, are they coming hard. Wow. And there a moment ago, was that Matikairo Maguire and Andrew Tairāwhiti? Seen some rugby today and some frightful contact. Again, nothing untoward, but just unbelievably hard. That's what it is. That's a Leach over there. He has played superb rugby in the last couple of seasons here in Poverty Bay Rugby.
It's a big penalty coming in for Waikohu.
It is. A very important one, Toby.
Yeah, they need this.
Casey Wilson is a powerhouse. He is a titan. And Tairāwhiti, and I've seen Tairāwhiti out running. Not also running, but he was running. And Tairāwhiti running the streets. To see rugby players actually running the streets to get fit, to actually looking to be fit, is in itself admirable. And Tairāwhiti, not as if he has to try that hard now to be fit, but man, can he go. Strong in the upper body. Call made there by referee Maynard, and you can bet that throw wasn't straight because he's not a guy that blows the whistle for no reason. He hasn't picked up that many, and if he has, well, you can't complain. Still 7-all. Who's going to break the deadlock here? You're going to have a good build-up and spend significant time in the opposition's half. It doesn't look as if it's going to come from a bad play, from a bad knock-on. It's going to come from pressure. And just the right amount of whistle too. Look at Leach over there. Another guy that's incredibly strong, yet plays the game as a gentleman. Purvis, Tairāwhiti, Tapehi, Fairley. These guys love the physical contact, running somebody over. Can't take a joke, you shouldn't have joined. Ra Broughton. Okay, Leach around to the open side, making excellent yards in. Encounters viral. I see the encounters, real close encounters there. Magnificent tackle. And I tell you what, you can count the number of first fives that will make a first up tackle like that on the likes of Leach. on one hand. There aren't many. Toru Nono. Prop on this side. Leach came open side. Wirral read the play. It can't be an easy thing to make a transition from the back row to first five, but he has done it. And done it well. Okay, that's Ra Broughton. Pass out to Tairāwhiti. It's one more wide. Remember the pace that these guys have. Genesis Bartlett Tamatu scored the first try over there on that wing. Te Pehi Fairley over here for YMP. Can they force Waikohu?
He's got it.
He's got through there, Stuart Leach, and scored their second try today for 12 points to 7. You know, Stuart Leach, 1 minute he's put down by Adrian Wirral, next minute he bounces back with a try. And there wouldn't be, Toby, you agree, a more hard-working player that deserves a moment like that.
Yeah, Ben, and just watching Stuart today, he's had a couple of hiccups, but he showed it with that try that he was deserving of to have this moment, and it just shows that YMP are now up front, and it just shows that they have more determination to win now.
High work rate, you know, from Leach. He's not one of these guys that fringes and doesn't do his core job. He is a guy that's exactly where you want him to be, exactly where he should be all the time. And, you know, he puts himself in that position where you have a magic moment. Standing out there on the wing waiting for it, you don't have that moment. So now 12 points to 7, 3 tries in the game. Genesis Bartlett Tamatea storming in. Casey Wilson, the powerhouse, and Stuart Leach. Okay, 14 points to 7, 3 converted tries. Rugby of an excellent standard. And the goal kicking has been of an excellent standard, frankly. I can't remember a missed shot. Mind you, they may only have taken 3. I can't remember a missed shot. There hasn't been one. 3 conversions. You couldn't really ask for a better game of rugby. Peter Martin, cup up for grabs at the Oval. Don't forget those contests. Great games at the Oval. YMP, of course, lead the competition. Waikohu, Ngarapa, Pirates, high school old boys. OBM, sorry, in second place. Good strong rugby, Toru Nono. Well, the ball seemed to go down. Okay, Adrian Wirral there. They came at him hard. That's a Shade Scudder on Wirral. And Shade Scudder dispossessed him of the ball. Tremendous rip. Ra Broughton, he got a pass up. Mitchell Purvis has it. Had it. Went back to get it. Made a good pass there to Pehi Fairley. To Pehi Fairley. To Pehi Fairley. Against 3 guys. 4 guys. That's unbelievable, to be honest. 3 or 4 guys. Shade Scudder ducks. You can duck a little. You can swing your hips a bit. But in the end, you can't escape. Shade Scudder there. Hamuera Moana with plenty of feeling. Shade Scudder, you know, you got to admire that. These guys don't stay down. There is a certain code with a round ball where guys lie down, roll all over the place. It's not this local club rugby. Tairāwhiti, you know, his line kicks in the second half have been very good too. He's found excellent touch. A lot of things are working well today, Tobias, for Tairāwhiti.
Yeah, it just showed that just in that first half, just all those scary runs that he was doing, running up the side and taking on at least 2-3 people by himself was just so scary. And then this half, his kicking game's just been on point all game. It's just, yeah, definitely man of the match in my opinion.
Well, tell you what, he might have to fight with Leach. He's been pretty good. Okay, there's Shade Scudder. Hayes, the big guy at ball goes backwards. That's a Calvin. Stepping there off the right foot. Very rarely turns the ball over, Calvin Smith. Fine player. Any back position. Do it all. Okay, YMP with the ball on attack, but they did take a little while to clear the ball. No matter what you want to do, you do it, but sometimes you got to do it a little more quickly, and that time they probably didn't free the ball up quickly enough.
We're just over 20 minutes into the second half. 14-7 to YMP.
YMP had to fight very hard for that second try. First try obviously was a shock try that they just simply plucked out of thin air. But that second try, you know, they had to work very, very hard. Stuart Leach, footwork right on the line, a little bit deceptive. The way that he ran that ball round under the post and scored looked easy, wasn't easy. The build-up to scoring that try was a painstaking, methodical build-up. YMP have been made to work here today by Waikohu. It's still 14-7. Game nowhere near over. Okay, there's the tap ball from Richard Green. Richard Green's a good line-out forward, and he wins ball against much taller players as well. That's a Wyrell. Getting the pass away. Bollingford. Man, is he strong.
Ben, what do you do for Waikohu going into, well, almost just the last 20 minutes of the game? What do you do to get another try? How do you prevent?
Well, to be honest, it sounds strange because they're at their own end, in their own half, but I don't think they should kick the ball away. I know that sounds funny, but I think ball in hand is best policy for Waikohu, as it is for YMP. Although YMP playing with the wind, boot to ball intelligently and accurately, you know, that makes good rugby sense. But if you're Waikohu, you keep the ball in hand, back your support play. At the moment, 14-7. Look at these big guys huffing and puffing, but they've kept up well. Ra Broughton. I love the way Ra.
And that's all you need. All you need is just a straight up person. That's it.
You do this. It's not how would you chaps feel about doing this. It's you do this. It's a good way to be. YMP though they have threats. They've got Mitchell Purvis out there, and he can create a try for somebody else. He can run one in. Remember, he got a couple in the Ranfurly Shield game. The Bay had a tough one against Hawke's Bay, Poverty Bay, but he scored 2 tries in that game. From memory, a try and a half. In a tough result. 14 points to 7. 14 points to 7. Really good, low-scoring game of rugby, but exciting for that. 14-7. YMP now would structure the rolling maul for the first time. Acid is now on Waikohu, close to the line. And the try has been awarded by referee Maynard, who once again was in a very good position, not a tough one to award. And now 19 points to 7. So starting to impose themselves here, YMP, but to this point they've been made to work extremely hard. Nothing has been given to them, but very good structure there, Tobias. Very good organisation from the forwards, good communication. Now some out there may say, what do you mean communication? It was a rolling maul. But the actual art of the rolling ball, there is an art to it. It's not just big guys heaving.
Yeah, man, and just from watching that try, it's just big ups to Waikohu at the same time as well. Like, just their defence that's been shown today, it's just so unbelievable. Even though they're just there's some points down, they've been showing that their team will be, or they're a force to be reckoned with. It's just
I don't know the background that well. I don't know which nights the guys train on, but I can tell you that they have been training, and I can tell you they have been working. I can tell you they're fit, and they're ready for this game. They realise that this is an important game, even 2 weeks into the competition. Toa Tavalu, and flawless goal kicking so far as he bends it back okay. No. So it's going to stay 19 points to 7. 3 tries to 1. 2 conversions, as against 1. Now, if you're Waikohu, what you want to do, well, I mean, perhaps the time has come to go long, try and force an error from YMP in their own 22. Because up until now, those short kicks and trying to contest the restart, as referee Maynard brings players into the game. Fred Barwick's done a good job too over there with those subs. You have to do quite a bit as an assistant referee. You don't necessarily have table officials in a game like this.
Stewart again.
Yeah. He's had a hell of a game, Stuart Leach. What he does is marvellous. It really is. It's amazing stuff. Casey Wilson goes back. Here's Tane Maguire. And he puts boot to ball. Nice hands. Wonderful, wonderful hands. Caleb Tefari. And look at this now as the game opens up. Well, opened up just for a moment. 19 points to 7. YMP looking now to express themselves.
Your YMP starting to feel like they're in their zone now, Ben.
Yeah. A YMP team with its tails up is a very, very hard team to drag back. These people are passionate people. They love their rugby. When times are tough, they're tough. But by God, when they're going, they're going. There's Seth London.
Oh.
Seth London close. Seth London managed to make the transfer. Looks to be Scudder. YMP, 3 tries, 2 conversions. 19 to 7 leaders. Referee Maynard in good position again.
And it's another penalty to YMP.
I've heard it said by the seniors amongst the referees that position is all important. You make good decisions when you're in good position, and that starts with being fit. And if you're fit, you get into good position, likely your decisions are going to be good. This guy's always been a good referee, Royce Maynard. Always. No sooner you come back than your arm is hooked and you're back into it, which I think is neat, actually. 19 points to 7. 12 points in it. Really enjoyed the rugby today, and the crowd will have enjoyed it too. Sometimes these games can be fractious, but this game here has been nothing. It's just been pure rugby. Haven't had it. There's been no cards have been awarded.
And
One or two people have wobbled a bit, you know, when they've been hit hard in the tackle.
But that's what you love to see, Vin. Just a nice, clean game of rugby with no cards showing.
But if it was soft, nobody'd like it, to be honest. This rugby is juicy. 19 to 7. 3 successful conversions. Tavalu goes down. YMP, it's a real contest. Waikohu have it off a turnover. Penalty now, Waikohu. One of the things I enjoy about the officiating today, you haven't had many surprising decisions. And what that means is that generally they've been accurate. People don't whinge. But mainly they don't whinge because they've got nothing to whinge about. Liam Nginingine Babington out there in 19, given to us in that jersey. Jesse Ryers to be on in 21. Stephen Blake wears 22. Toa Tavalu, magnificent fullback. Perhaps the only fullback of his type that I've seen in local club rugby. Okay, ball knocked down by, I think, Willis Tamatea. Penalty awarded by referee Maynard. Willis Tamatea. Clever player, Willis. Was almost, that was actually a penalty almost worth conceding, because if the referee doesn't blow the whistle then, you're a chance to score. 19 to 7 at the moment. Ethan Reeves, 12 points in the game. And to anyone who wonders, is 12 points too many points to make up? You look at it this way. Were we 12 points ahead, could the opposition come back at us? The answer would be absolutely. So it works both ways. Jeff Parry will make the throw. Party to make the throw. And the line out for Waikohu, especially in the first half, was sensational. Tobias, their line out's been very good, Waikohu.
Yeah, Ben, I'm sure they've almost won every line-out that they've had.
Yeah, Richard Green, who just won that, he might have hurt his foot, but he has been very good. He's possibly been their best line-out forward. Leach has been outstanding for YMP. Hamuera Moana, that's a very, very good piece of rugby from Moana. Saw guys lining up on the right, switched back left. Good play from the halfback for Waikohu. Did not give the bad pass. Very good rugby from Hamuera Moana.
Waikohu have to use this now, Ben.
Yeah, they do. A couple of times, I've been very impressed by Waikohu by the passes they haven't thrown. You know, on the occasion that Adrian Waira could have thrown a pass and had that pass intercepted, he didn't throw that one, and neither did Hamuera Moana then. You know, had either of those passes gone to the opposition, they might have conceded 5 points. Some good rugby out there, good brains. Brainy player, Hamuera Moana. Jeffrey Party makes the throw.
That's
It's a
another one.
Lovely throw, wasn't it? Adrian Waira. Oh, there was that pass! There it was! And he tried as hard as he could to get away there, Stephen Blake. Got the intercept. And Royce Maynard there blows the whistle. Well, you know, I was just saying that these teams hadn't thrown a bad pass. All of a sudden, up come YMP, as if they heard it.
That's some awesome defence shown by Waikohu right now, Ben.
You've actually got to give credit to Waikohu for getting back. How easy would it have been to give up at halfway and let the man run the end of the field?
Yeah, bro, just that grind and determination again, that number 11 just showed us. Just, oh my goodness.
Big hearts. It's easy to give up, too easy. They chased them down. I thought Blake might get there, to be honest. Look at Ra Broughton saying, "Get up, boy, that's an order." That's not a question, that's a statement. Throw to come. Okay, Waikohu win their own line out ball, Wirral to the line.
Ooh.
Comes back off the left foot. Some of the defence, Shade Scudder, captain of YMP. No higher honour. This is some good rugby. Penalty there, Waikohu. But again, if you look at it, none of the players are surprised. None of them argue. They know they've done wrong. Shade Scudder makes a polite query. Look at that there. Ethan Reeves finds touch. I have enjoyed this game today. This has been outstanding rugby at Barry Park. And I've got to say too, while I got a chance, the surface here, this is as good as I've seen Barry Park look over the years. Once or twice, I remember it being boggy. Of course, we miss those wonderful volunteers such as the late Jeff Goodall, who used to do such wonderful work here at Barry Park, looking after the place. Lovely guy. Okay, Richard Green, line out forward and a half, and throws the back pass. Ball went back. Willis all the way. Willis Tamatea scores a try here for 24 points to 7. And Willis Tamatea, his surname, famous name, goes and scores a magic try. And I'll tell you what, that 24 points to 7, it's a huge score. It's a deserved score, but it tells a lie if it was easy, because YMP have had to work very hard right throughout the game. It was 7-all at halftime. They've made the second half their own. By God, they should be happy with this. I want to hear people nitpick about should have done this or could have done. I don't want to hear it. You know, they've had to play so well, 24/7.
Well, see, look, Ben, we're just over 5 minutes left to go in this game. For Waikohu, what are you thinking? What are you doing? What are you trying to do right now?
It's got to be the same thing. Get the ball as far as you can into YMP territory and try and force a mistake. But to be honest, now I think about it, they've had very little ball, obviously, at YMP's end in the second half of play. Field possession has belonged to YMP, and to be honest, that's partly to do with the quality of line kicks by the likes of Toa Tavalu, who's found touch with excellent kicks. Now conversion attempt. Toa Tavalu, 24 points to 7. And this is coming back. It's there.
What a beautiful kick.
Okay, that's marvellous. 26 points to 7. Tairāwhiti has missed one conversion attempt from way out over there on the sideline as well. But the quality of the goal, can't forget that. Quality of the goal kicking has been extremely good. 1 miss out of 5 attempts in this game. It's very good. Waikohu. Now, okay, and this one's gone backwards.
They've restored that.
Yeah. To be honest, this breeze, you know, you get the odd gust, but you can't really go wrong if you go long. If you go long, wind blows it back at you. You've got to try and keep the ball low. Hamuera Moana, 26 points to 7. YMP have played close to the perfect game here today. They had to because the halftime score was 7-all. Replay of the grand final, and nobody should be disappointed with this. They've just played superbly. Nobody's played badly. Waikohu haven't played badly. Just today, YMP have been outstanding, and that's really all there is to it. Calvin there with a snappy pass to Purvis. To Pehi fairly back on the angle, and they continue to tackle hard, Waikohu. And as if you'd ever doubted. Penalty YMP.
And that's all they have to continue doing, Ben, is just forcing us to keep going forward, keep going straight.
They will continue to do that. YMP with their tails up, as I said, a very, very big assignment to stop. With their tails up, and of course they're up now, 26 points to 7. Penalty now. Waikohu, very even-handed referee Maynard, has the players' respect, and rightly so. I've always thought, you know, people don't have enough to say when the referees have a good game. They've got lots to say when they're not happy about something, but they just don't say a word when they've had a good one. And these guys are lucky today. I hope they realise it. Man's just got back here. All of a sudden, he gets a whistle.
Home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Richard Green. Richard Green's been magnificent at the line out for Waikohu, as the hands are a little bit scrappy there now.
Still with the ball on the ground.
Some days, the opposition is just fantastic, and that's what this is. Doesn't do to get too down about these sorts of things. Sometimes, you know, YMP today would have handed it to many teams, frankly. Obviously, Waikohu played like that too, mind you. Remember the first championship they won? They won 40-26. I think that was Jeff Parry was the captain that day, I'm pretty sure. Just trying to remember the year. What year was that? Might have been 2018. Yes, 2018, their first championship. At the moment, 26 points to 7. 26 points to 7. That's how it's ended here. It was 7-all at halftime. Tobias Horsfield, today you have seen the defending champions show what they're made of. What have you thought of the performance?
I'm just, that whole game being just from that first half really got me excited for the second half, and then the second half just delivered. Just those tries from YMP that were scored, and the intercept that was scored by number 4 was just certainly so, it was like, just gave me thrills just sitting here today, Ben.
19 points YMP scored in the second half of play. Willis Tamatea with a magic moment to score that last try, the runaway. Royce Maynard with Fred Barwick and Paul Brown did a good job as officials. Waikohu for them, certainly deserving of their try, the try scored by Casey Wilson. A lot of high points for them. Richard Green was very good at the line out. They were determined in the tackle. They coped pretty well with the likes of Stuart Leach around the fringes, but Stuart Leach just would not be denied, you know. Ends up getting a try that I don't think many people could have stopped him from scoring, not at that distance. And a fantastic player. Tobias, my last question to you. So far, Poverty Bay Rugby, how much are you enjoying sitting where you're sitting? Well, not as close as you have to sit, unfortunately, but are you enjoying it?
Ben, I'm enjoying myself very much. That first week that we had when we were up in Natapa at the tiny tournament, that was just, oh my gosh, just so it was just so thrilling for me for my first week, and then just the second week with YMP and Waikohu, it's just, oh my gosh, just the amount of talent and everything that you're seeing on the field, it's just so amazing, bro.
Seeing really excellent spirit of rugby out there too between YMP and Waikohu. Mutual respect is obvious, and that's because these are two very good teams that play a very hard, willing game of rugby. Great mates at the end, but this was also a special game. It's their first meeting for the season. The season is yet young, but for YMP to take it and play as well as they did, forget about the margin. Forget about their margin of victory is 19 points. It's really how well YMP played, and I can't fault them what they did today. I mean, do you think, Tobias, being honest, could they have done anything better? Anything?
Maybe just if they just spread out their players more, then maybe could have got somewhere more. But it's my opinion.
Pretty good.
But yeah, big ups to YMP today.
Well, on behalf of Ranga, I'd just like to say the Civil Project Solutions Premier Rugby today here at Barry Park. It's been a pleasure to be involved in it, involved with it, and to see it, because it was an excellent use of a Saturday, the quality of the rugby that was played.